Hey everybody, I am back. It's been a minute, I know. Um, but it's been a rough 7 months ish since my last video, anyways. And I think that what's happening is that, um, there has been some discouragement, not necessarily doing YouTube. I really enjoyed that. But I'm kind of doing a lot of things at the same time. Anyways, we'll get into that. But I wanted to come on here because, I was kind of inspired and I thought, you know what, now, right away, just do the video. So I didn't plan this. I wasn't planning on coming on this morning, but here we are. Um, I know that I need to be kind of honest with where I'm coming from because here's the thing. From perspective, 40 years old, having been married for like nearly 20 years, having a daughter really late, and, selling our business in the north, and to this point, not having any work, not doing any, not really doing anything right now, aside from the things that I'm, like my own projects. Um, I'm 40 and I came to this realization, and this is like the part where I have to like be honest. Um, like, what have I ever accomplished? And I know there are many of us out there, and I think that's why I wanted to come on and share this because there's going to be so many women. And I'll talk about women for now because I think that it's a really common rut to fall into if you get married very early, especially if you marry someone who's older and you're like 20, 21. I was 22 or 23, just turned 23 when I got married. um, and you can fall into the rut of not having accomplished anything for yourself. So I spent a lot of years working with my husband and just kind of going with the flow of whatever it is he decided. Anyways, I find myself at this point where I'm, I've reached a point of feeling very disappointed with myself and wanting to accomplish things for myself, do something new for myself, and live how I want to live, create the life I want to create. And that doesn't necessarily always look the exact same way as your husband, and that's fine. So, so I started, and starting looked a little bit like, starting my YouTube videos because one of the my big dreams is to work in the health realm. So with health, and especially from a Bible based point of view. Um, a lot of disappointment happened where I wasn't able to pay for the school that I wanted to start. So I haven't started that school, but I've been doing 100 things, 100 other things. Now it's really hard, and I think that's something that you gotta know. It's really hard to go from zero to something, zero to anything. And having been, a wife and a mother, and never having done anything for myself, in a sense, I'm I'm from zero. I'm like starting from zero. So zero to something is really hard. Um, so while I feel often very discouraged, I wanted to come on here and encourage you. Like, you're not alone. You can do something. You might have that perception that you have nothing. And I'm talking to especially those women who got married really early and didn't, like, you were the housewife, or you had kids and, you were home and that was it. I'm like, yeah, starting off really late. But so then you find yourself in this situation where you're like, okay, but what do I want? And 40 feels really late, but it's not. 40 is just a number. Now, your health is gonna be very important, and how you treat your body is going to be really important, because after that it's just a number. I mean, I could be 80, but if I feel like I'm 40, I have time. I could do whatever I want. So here we are now, starting at nothing. And the starting at nothing to get to something is the hardest part, because when you have momentum, that starts building in itself. But from nothing to some momentum, like, it feels like the hardest part, right? You're pushing a 1-ton rock and it hasn't built any momentum. Like, you're trying to move it at all is gonna take really long. It takes a lot of effort. So what does that look like right now? So the last 2 months, I think, at least, I've been like, okay, this is like monk mode, but like mom version. Because what does that look like? It does not look the same as 20 years old, 25 years old, or maybe even 30 if you have no kids. It's not going to look the same. I mean, you cannot be monk mode mom the same way 20-year-old can. And so what does that look like? That looks like me not doing my bed yet, having no makeup on, putting my house dress on, and hopping on to do my video. Oh, well, I have no time. There's no time. There's no time for a whole lot of things now. I mean, that's what it looks like. It looks like a reorganization of what you have time for and what you don't have time for. We don't have time to clean the house. We don't have time to cook elaborate dinners every single night. I don't have time to I don't have time to edit this video. Like, this is going on the way it is. We don't got time. I have so many different things going on at the moment. I started teaching some English classes. I started online and in person. I'm looking for clients. I'm trying all kinds of things. And there's something about that is, in a way, it can be really humiliating in a way, or you have to put yourself out there and really be like, yeah, I'm 40 and I'm asking for work, or I'm 40 and I'm doing these sort of jobs I didn't want to really do, or I'm looking for anything, I'm doing anything, always in a direction and with always with an objective in mind, because the end goal is not me teaching more people English. I mean, that is a means to an end. But I'm doing that, and I'm doing I've written a couple of books. See, I did this, and that's the other thing. So I did this for Easter. It's just a kid's workbook, and it started off for a project to do with for my daughter and my nephew, and they had all this fun, and it's super cute. So it's a Bible-based Easter activity book for 2025. And then I did this one, which was just a cute little tracing book for kids, for really small kids, super simple. I know it looks like way more simple than it was. So fine, it feels embarrassing to share those things, but I'm at this point where I'm I don't care anymore. Now, these two things obviously are brand new projects I just started. They didn't bring me any money, of course, but I learned a lot, and I'm really happy that I did them, and I will continue to do them. I haven't fooled my mind into thinking that that these little projects are gonna make me a millionaire. That's not the point. I have a lot of ideas for books and things I would like to write, but this was a good experience to, first of all, show myself that I can accomplish a thing, finish a thing. And I learned a lot, obviously, because I'm 40, tech, and how to use Canva, and how to set things up on a computer, all of that. Like, I knew nothing. So it was a lot of learning, and I'm really happy I did it. And my daughter's happy I did it. So, win-win. And I'll continue. But I have like lots of little things like that. And, I'll be sharing them as I go along. Why not? Even though they have nothing to do with my health, which is more the point of this video. But, you can't be healthy if you're not creating and you're not using the things God gave you and going with your ideas, because, we get all these ideas all the time, and the amount of ideas that we actually pursue are like 1%, if any, sometimes, right? So I'm doing all my ideas, and I've been like monk mode. Like, I wake up and I do the bare minimum in my house, and that's what this is looking like. I mean, you're a mom, you're 40, you have to get certain things done. But I think that the hard part is letting go of the things that you don't have to get done. There's going to be things you don't have to get done that can create anxiety for you. But I beg, like, this is what I'm trying to say. Sometimes the little things like in the everyday life that cause anxiety, like, I need to get that done, I need to get this done, I need to do this, I need to do that. Those are distractions for the thing that you should be really focusing on. All the other little things, they'll take care of themselves. And your focus needs to be on something much bigger than that. So my house, I have laundry laying all over the place, clean laundry, folded laundry, dirty laundry, shoes, kid toys. I'm like, whatever. I'm done. I can't do everything. There are things I need to do that I really need to do. And so those things are kind of falling on the side for now. For me, feed the kid, feed the people, and make sure that, she's not by herself, and, she has her time with me, and she has her time with her dad, and she goes to school in the daytime. Summer's about to happen, so I don't know how things are going to look. But anyways, it's a super it's a chaotic time. And I think that the one thing that keeps me from going insane, and the one thing that I realized I have time for, compared to everything else that I'm like, no, I don't have time for that, I don't have time for that, like, shifting the focus. I have time for prayer, and I have time to read my Bible, and I've been doing that. And I wake up and I read my Bible and I pray, and it's the only thing that brings me back in my mind. It brings me back into what I actually need to do that day. And like, my biggest prayer daily, I highly recommend, God, show me what to do. Show me guide me today. Show me what I need to get done today. And he gives me that peace to do those things and not worry about everything else. And I'm like, you know what? Because sometimes I don't even know from like day to day or from one week to another what's going to be happening next. Where am I going to be? I have no idea. I don't know if I'm going to be here or I'm going south for vacation. I don't even know. We could be leaving in 2 days. I have no idea. So all that anxiety of like, I don't even know where I'm going to be. It doesn't matter. God knows where I'm going to be. And I'm like, I handed him the wheels, because if I don't, I'll just like be thinking, and I'll be in so much anxious, stressful mindset. I won't get done anything. I won't get done the things that I need to be getting done to reach anywhere. So it's been a lot of prayer, a lot of reading my Bible, and like focusing on what God says that day. And this morning it was, do the YouTube video. And I'm like, it's not going to be perfect. It's going to be unedited. It's going to have like a messy background. I have no makeup on. I don't care. See, this is monk mode as well for me. I'm like, should I spend money on my hair? Yeah, you should spend money on your hair. Get the hair done and like don't think about it all summer. So I did, and that was a very spur of the moment thing, and I prayed too. Like I know people are like, oh well, you shouldn't pray about like silly things, and I'm like, nah, it wasn't a silly thing though, because when you make nothing, and I don't want to ask for money from anybody. When you make nothing, but you have things to pay for like groceries and your house and whatever, um, spending money on your hair feels like a splurge, right? It feels like, no, don't do that. And it can be very scary to spend money on things that are or can be seen as investing, right? And this was for me like it was like paying for time, because it takes time to do this hair, you know that. So spur of the moment, I was like, yeah, okay, we're gonna do the hair. Go on Google, find somebody. There's first girl I see, and I'm like, great, contact her. And like her price turned out to be really, really good. I was like, why is her price so low? I need to tell that girl she needs to raise her prices, but I would have paid twice as much as I did for it. Met the girl, turned it out to be this really amazing Christian who has been praying with me and helping me and bringing more ideas to the table. So that felt very much guided by God. And yeah, whole other story in itself. But just to say, like, sometimes the prayer, well, first of all, prayer works. I'm seeing it. Like, I'm seeing things that look like miracles happening. And I need to remind myself of that. So sometimes I'm talking to you, but I'm talking to myself. And the prayer works. And I'm seeing these things happen. And sometimes, you pray and then you follow and you don't stress about it because it's not in your hands anymore. You're not the one driving, so let it go. And then you find out that you find yourself in places that you wouldn't have gone at all had you done it your way or your old way. So yeah, so it's been amazing in that sense, and I'm learning a lot. And I feel like I have nothing to show for it in a way, because like I guess I'm, it's kind of a hard time, but I have a lot to show for it because I'm like not stressed about things. I don't feel anxious about things. I'm learning how to like hand over all of it, like hand it over to God day by day. And I wake up in the morning and sometimes, it's a hard day or I'm having a hard time and I don't know what to do and I don't know what. And like I sit down, like open my Bible, have the prayer time. Don't forget to pray. Sit down. Don't forget to pray. And that really brings my everything's back. And then like it's clear to me what I'm supposed to do next. So YouTube video, posting this and moving on to the next thing. And that's about it. Sorry about that. So, like my husband had to walk in and get clothes and stuff. So that's about it. I'm not planning on doing 2 videos a week like I originally planned. I really do enjoy doing the videos, but I have so many things going on that's not feasible. So I'm probably gonna do once a week, maybe twice a week. I don't know. I got also like, let me just say one more thing. I did get stuck in like the YouTube trap of like SEO and like check your like keywords, and I'm like, you know what? I don't got time for that. It is what it is. I'm doing these videos because I enjoy doing them, and it's a place I come to share what's going on, and I think that in time, like the people who will follow, and the people who maybe will receive maybe that word from God or that encouragement, then that's what that's for. So I'm gonna let God do whatever He's planning on doing, and I'm gonna step out of the way because I'm done. I'm done. I'm tired. I don't know what I'm doing. And sometimes, even like asking other people, like, oh, what should I do? Like, they don't know what they're doing either sometimes. Or sometimes, like, their advice is generally great advice, but maybe it's not your path, Only God knows your path. And sometimes He'll put people in your path, and that's amazing too. So He'll put people in your path who really give you some extra direction or a new idea or something, and you'll see that was God. So that's awesome as well. So trust Him always. I was talking to a friend of mine just yesterday, telling her how sometimes you go through a hard time and you wish things were different than they are. I'm like, yeah. And then you have to trust God again. I have to be like, I trust you, but I trust you, but I trust you, but I trust you. And I've been doing that every day. Like, but I trust you. Even if everything looks crazy and the situation looks hopeless and I don't know what I'm doing. And like, yeah, but I trust you. And like, that's the only thing I can do. And then I was telling her, I'm like, but sometimes like you look at even some stories in the Bible and some people, like, it doesn't even always end well. Like, some people ended bad, but I'm like, even if that's my end, God, I trust you. Please don't let that be my end. But even if that's the end, like, I trust you. So God, that's, like, I gave Him my life. There you go. So you do whatever it is that you need to do with my life. If He can use me for others, there you go. I'm like, I'm going to step back. I must take a step back. Do what you want to do. Guide me and show me what you want me to do day by day. And, yeah, for sure. I'm still praying like, Lord, help me out here. Of course, I pray that as well. And sometimes there are things that are deeper than that, than just help me out here, like, God, help me with the rent. Like, yes, of course, I still pray that. But there are some things that I pray more deeply for. So God, give me purpose in this life. Use me. God, send me a friend. Send me some, surround me with some people so I don't feel so lonely. God, you know how I desire so much to be closer to my family. There are things that I pray for that are much deeper than just, oh God, save me from this discomfort. I decided that this is the year of discomfort. So I'm learning to trust Him. And so that's what this is all about. That's great. You know what? I'm going to learn to trust you through the discomfort. I'm going to learn to let things go that I don't need to, be so anxious about or worried about, like cleaning my house and fixing my bed before I do a video. I'm like, let it go. Doing my makeup, having the hair how I like it, go shopping because I like my nice clothes. I'm like, we don't got time for that. We're going to wear the same dress every day, pretty much. So I'm letting things go, trusting God. And I hope that it can be an encouragement to somebody out there who's, going through that thing where it feels like you don't have a direction or you don't know what to do. And you don't, and everything around you feels like it's kind of falling apart. Pray. Pray. The praying works and makes a huge difference. And you'll see that if you take that time every day and you really take that time, sit down and be like, listen, I don't know what to do. You take the helm. He does. And He does it in a big way sometimes. But trust God. You'll see that he really does pull through for us. Anyway, I got lots of other work to do, but for now, it is fun to be back. I'm super happy to be talking to you again, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.